Hello, Aries, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of September 21st through the 27th. And during that time, we have a new moon that comes in on the 22nd. So pay attention to that. A new moon's a good time for a fresh start, good time for new beginnings, to start any new things, new projects or things that you're working on, or make new decisions. We then move into the waxing crescent energy, and that's a really good time of heightened senses and a time to just buckle down on the things that you've just started, kind of plan and make changes and kind of live up to those things that you're wanting to get moving on. So pay attention to those moon energies as we move through the week. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter. So, as always, please keep that in mind. Take what resonates today and leave what doesn't for someone else. All right, Aries, your overall message for this reading: expect powerful change. All right, let's see what is going on with the Aries Collective this week. As I'm shuffling, I would like to say that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button or like the video if you enjoy this reading. So it really helps my channel. It's super easy for you to do, and I would really appreciate for you to doing that. So I will give you just a minute as I'm shuffling to do that now. And remember, you do have to be logged into YouTube or Google to subscribe to a YouTube channel. There was a time in which I did not know that or know how that worked. Now look at me doing videos on YouTube. Also, if you've been a subscriber, I would like to thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So, all right, let's get on with this reading, Aries. September 21st through the 27th. Expect powerful change. We've already got some cards, a card here flying out. All right, I think we're ready to go here. Your overall present energy right now, Aries, is the Three of Cups, which is a card of celebration. It's about coming together, friends and family. So there might be something that's been going on in your life that you've been celebrating. So this could be any number of things. We'll see as this reading comes out, but that seems to be your present energy right now, is that you're kind of up and you're in this celebration mode. So something must be going on pretty positive for you to be feeling like that. Your current situation is the Wheel of Fortune. So, this could be, anything from just luck, just lucky things coming together. Maybe you won a little lottery win, maybe some cash came your way at the casino, maybe there was just something fortunate. Maybe you lucked into some job that you've been waiting on and you're celebrating that. It could be a new relationship. This is just, the Wheel of Fortune, something that things have turned and it's been just really positive for you in the way of fortune, in the way of something. This could also be in any numerous different ways in your life, but you're definitely celebrating it. So good for you and good job there. At the root of your situation is the Knight of Cups. So this could be something that is emotional and romantic coming your way. This could be, for some of you, this might be celebrating a wedding or an engagement, maybe a new baby coming in. So lots of ways in which good fortune and new good fortune can express itself. But it looks like it's something definitely emotional with all of these cups showing up. And our Knight of Cups is very steady and moving forward with emotional expression. So it could be any number of things, but congratulations. I just feel like I have a big smile on my face doing this reading. So in your recent past, things were happening very quickly here with the Eight of Wands. So you maybe had numerous changes happening, but also just information coming in, and maybe you're coming out of, kind of a chaotic time. But now this Wheel of Fortune, this thing comes up and it just makes all of this chaos seem like, oh, totally worth it, because now you're moving forward in, a lucrative place, whether that be monetarily or emotionally, just things are really up for you, which I really, really love. Of course, we're going to get back to the original message, which is expect powerful change. So something in your life has definitely had some sort of change. Again, something has come in that's going to move your life in just a different direction. And I really love that for you. What is on your mind this week? More cups here, of course, with the Six of Cups. So, you're also feeling a bit nostalgic and thinking about someone, something from your past. This could be anything. Again, look at all of these cups, all of this way in which you're you're really having like an emotional week this week. That things are, there's something taking shape for you here, that you're coming out of this, and whatever this catalyst has been for this change, I think it's really awesome. It's going to be a positive thing for you. What is just ahead of you this week is a little bit of rest and meditation with this Four of Swords. So, it looks like maybe a busy week and maybe an emotional week, and it probably is a good time to take that, especially we've got that new moon, the moon is dark. Maybe that's a good night to just stay in, go a little low contact. If you've been partying, if you've been, celebrating with friends and family, it's time to just go within and kind of absorb what's going on with you. Whatever this positive change has been, just rest a little, meditate, go inside, think a little bit, think about how this is going to change your life. Think about, you're kind of doing that long-term planning, you're thinking about life in a year from now, life 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and go ahead and take that time, especially maybe on that new moon day, to just have that quiet rest meditation, so you can gather your own thoughts and get things together, right? Just get your mind together. In your advice position is the Tower. Okay, so this is not, I don't see this as a negative card in this position. This is a disruption, but I see this as a positive disruption. This is this is about obstacles and things that are unexpected, things coming up. Usually this is a negative. It's about delays, or things that are abrupt, and chaotic. But I feel like it might be abrupt and chaotic, but it's in a positive way. It's because something has kind of turned your world upside down, but it's been in a positive way. So it is a disruption, but this, in your advice position, this is saying it is a welcome disruption. Whatever was happening before, this chaos and things coming in, this is just solidified that your future's looking really great. It's very positive. And all of these things with them, and your emotions, again, you need to get yourself together, because it is a disruption. And the advice is to take the disruption. This is a disruption for positive forces, is what I'm really, really feeling. What is beyond your control this week is a little bit of indecision with the Two of Swords. So you may have some decisions to make, and it may be too emotional right now to make them, and that's just fine. It's beyond your control to maybe want to sit down, relax, meditate, again, think about things, decisions that you need to make. And because of this, because it has been a big disruption, even in a positive way, it might be a time to not really make decisions yet. So it's okay to sit and think about those things. This card to me in this position is almost feeling a lot like the Four of Swords, that it's okay to sit with your eyes closed and mull these decisions over, the pros, the cons. So that's beyond your control this week. You will be doing that. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid, is the Page of Wands. So is it your secret desire to have some sort of new path in the way of passion, or are you trying to avoid that? And I almost feel like, usually I let you answer this question in this position, but I feel like that is your secret desire. And that's almost these decision making points. And the reason that you're taking that time to rest and meditate is there is something that's up for you, and and you're like, wow, it's here, it's something has arrived. Again, expect powerful change. It's powerful, but it's almost unbelievable, this disruption. For some of you, I do see this as maybe a big financial windfall, or you've just met the person of your dreams, or the person of your dreams was maybe even someone from your past or related to your past somehow, but somehow something is just coming, it's just rocking your world, but in a very positive way. In your outcome position is thinking about the future here, of course, with the Six of Swords. So a lot of swords. We have a lot of cups and wands. And here I like to always look at what is missing. I don't see any pentacles. So maybe this is not even financially or materially related. This is more related to a person, something about your love life, something, just powerful change, something that really kind of rocks your world, but moves you in a place where you are moving towards a better future. What is hidden from you this week is the Lover's card. So maybe it's not even that. Wow, I'm not even sure. This is such that's an interesting turn on this reading for me as a reader, because I was convinced that it was something maybe emotional, but this could be a spiritual thing as well. That if the lovers are not represented, that's what's hidden from you. But also the pentacles are not there. So it's very, what are the other ways in which your life can be very profoundly changed and very, profound for your future in the way of your thoughts and the way you speak, but also your passions and emotions. So to me, that really speaks of a spiritual awakening for some of you, that something just so big has happened that has really, changed the way that you see the world or the world beyond. So that's very interesting too. I'd be very curious in the comments. Let me know, what sort of big awakening or what sort of thing got in front of you this week that wasn't romance and that wasn't financial, that was kind of a Wheel of Fortune thing. I'd be very, very curious to know. So let's see what the Soul Oracle deck has to say about this reading. And I'm still, my mind is kind of thinking of what are the other ways, in which a life changes like this, of course, spiritually, um, is one way of thinking of it. There's just so many different ways. I mean, again, it could be a new grandchild that's coming into the picture or a child that is coming into your life. That's a way in which that really, shapes how we view the future. But again, it's a disruption, but it's a positive disruption. It's something very positive that happens, but it is causing you to think and to make some decisions. So, all right, Soul Oracle deck for Aries. The Soul Oracle deck says, don't push the envelope. So that tells me here with this decision making is that, yeah, we're going to kind of take all of this in before you make any decisions about things, which is fine. Life doesn't happen in a week, and a lot of times things happen to us and it takes maybe a week, 2, 3, 4 or more to even put everything in perspective, everything in place. And you don't have to constantly be making big decisions all the time, and don't feel forced or pressured into that. If you are step back from it and you give yourself a little bit of time, don't push that envelope, give yourself time to adjust to the change and then make decisions. So all right, let's see what Aries needs to do in the way of self-care this week. Self-care for Aries as they go through this powerful change. And the card that comes up for you here is beauty. Beautiful card there too. Lovely art on that. Today, you are a curator of beauty. You are blessed with moments that let you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that all is well in the world. What a beautiful message, Aries. All is well. All is well. And again, there's so many different ways in which this disruption comes to you, and it is positive, and it's going to change your life in a way that you have some decisions to make. If you don't make them this week, that's fine. Go ahead and sit on things, rest, meditate. Again, we're in that new moon, time. It is a good time to do that when the moon is dark and quiet. Sit with these ideas, and then you can start to make small changes as time goes on. But anyway, Aries, I wish you the best of luck with this. I'm very curious to know. Again, drop me a message in the comments if you're comfortable sharing with me, what big wheel of fortune, what fortune has dropped in your lap this week that has caused you to, to have these kind of thoughts and feelings and these decisions that you have to make. It seems pretty big to me. So I do post every week. So come back next week and we'll see if this energy continues or if there's something completely new here for you. Also, if you like my channel, of course, please like and subscribe. It really helps my channel, and I appreciate that so much. But more importantly, Aries, it'll help you find me next week. So good luck with all of this, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.